Good morning, lovelies. So, today I am. What is my neck warmer? So, this is the next part in my DIY present series. So, this is it's a hot pack. You put it in the microwave for 2 minutes and it comes out hot. It's filled with rice, and the only thing I changed from each of the sets I made was I used different essential oils. I used a lavender. I used something called a citrus bliss. It's a bunch of different citrus smells and lavender mixed together. And then I used a sandalwood bergamot oil for the last scent. One side of the fabric is flannel and the other side is just like a cotton. You can make this out of a fat quarter. You could actually make two out of a fat quarter. So it's really inexpensive to get the materials for. I use scrap materials from other projects I've been doing, so there was that. Rice is pretty cheap, so the only real expense is the essential oil, but you can use that for other things as well as this project. But yeah, so it just makes a hot pack. It's not that big, long ways, and wide enough to go along the neck and shoulders or around anything else. So yes, if you have any questions for me, feel free to comment down below. I will be more than happy to answer them, and I hope you enjoy this video. So the first step in this is to flavor the rice basically. You want to let this sit for a couple hours so that the rice is thoroughly infused with the essential oil before putting it in your hot pack. So how I did this was I took 4 cups of rice and put it in a plastic container that I could seal, because I shook it up a little bit to get the process started of adding the essential oil. Once you've got your 4 cups in the container that you'll use, you add 10 to 20 drops of your essential oil, and that is quite a lot. It just depends on how strong your scent is and how much you want it to stink. I wanted mine to stink quite a bit, so I added quite a bit of oil. Once all that is mixed into the container, as you can see I'm adding the rice. Once all that is mixed into the container, you want to put the lid on it and let it sit for, like I said, a couple hours. The longer you let it sit, the better it is. You'll start to see it, when the rice starts to look a little shiny, you'll know that the oils have started to absorb into it. And that's generally the sign that you can start working on your fabric part, so that you can have because the rice will be ready by the time you're done sewing basically. So the sewing part is like 15 minutes because it's straight lines, and once you get going it's really easy to do. Doing these 6 that I did, it took me maybe 2 hours, and that's with getting up, ironing each piece, ironing all the seams, flipping it out, ironing the top seam. But yes, so here I am measuring the one that we were given 2 or 3 years ago, which is what I'm basing this design off of. So that one was 19 by 6 inch. This fabric I can't use. It is metallic on one edge, and that would not do good in a microwave. It would go boom, because that is actually a metallic thread, and we don't want a fire in a house because we gave a metallic thread. So this is a faux cotton burlap and a cotton flannel that I'm using for this one. I used a Christmas cotton for another one, but this allows me to get a 20 inch by 7 inch. I'm giving myself an inch of seam allowance so that it'll come out relatively well. Also, I cut first and then ironed. I do not advise that. I ended up having some really wonky angles simply because I was too lazy in the moment to, take my fabric over to the ironing board that was 2 feet away and iron down those wrinkles. But it is what it is. It worked out. But once you've got your pieces cut out, you want to lay them right sides together, and then you want to sew up 3 sides. Once you've got those 3 sides, you want to iron those 3 sides to make sure that the fiber you chose to sew with is incorporated into the fabric. Once those are sewn, you will clip the 2 corners that are finished and turn it right side out. Then, before you go to do the channels for your rice, you want to steam down or press down the seam allowance for the top. I didn't exactly measure when I did this. I just did it like my forefinger width all the way around. So here I am getting ready to line up the 2 pieces. As you can see, I still have not ironed them. I was very, very lazy this day. But that's one side and this is the other. And this is when I decided that I probably should iron it, but I'm not going to till after I've sewn the 3 sides, which was very, very lazy. I'm sorry. I'm a very bad sewing person. Not really, but you get the message. But once those sides are sewn up, you will iron them, and then clip the corners, turn them out, and then you will iron down the seam allowance for the top opening you've left open. Once that is ironed down, then you will go back and iron. Well, what I did was, because I didn't want to have to measure, is I folded it in thirds to make, how you would fold a trifold wallet? Well, that's what I did. I just trifolded it so that all the channels would be even, and then I just pressed it down and steamed it so I would have a line to sew across. I used a zigzag stitch for the channels, and then I also used a zigzag stitch to close the top. After you've closed the top, you will zigzag, after you put the rice in, you will zigzag the top closed. Once that's done, you will have a finished product. Basically, once you've zigzagged the top, there isn't anything else to do. You can basically just pop them in the microwave for 2 minutes on high, and you will have a hot bag that will last at least an hour, if not longer. Yes. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to listen down below. I'm more than happy to answer. This will work with any material you want to use. I just advised a soft material to be used on the edge where you will have your skin, so that so you have something nice to lay your head against, or your neck, or whatever body part you're using. And also, I advise being careful of metallic threads, because that can be an issue if you're going to put it in the microwave. So I hope you all have a good day, and let me know what projects you're working on. I will talk to you all soon. Bye.